Hey, I'm Ryan. It's like 3 a.m. and I gotta fly to NAMM tomorrow. Not like super early. Like my flight leaves at like 11, but that means that I gotta be there at like 9, which means I gotta get up at like 8. I can't remember the last time I saw 8, but so every year I swear I'm gonna film at NAMM, but then I just end up taking a few like shitty photos and like, maybe next year. But this year I'm really gonna do it, I think. So I'm just kind of getting packed up here. Got some essentials. Black black jacket. Got some stuff here from Cooper Effects. One of these I think is like actually like super top secret, like to the point where like I need to invest in like a briefcase I can handcuff to myself. Lenses, microphone with the thing, all this stuff is, and I'll get it packed up, and maybe the next part of this video will be a montage of me moving very quickly at the airport. You know the one. You've seen it. Everybody does it. All right, I am back home, and it should come as zero shock to anyone that I filmed very little. I'm sorry. It's like, okay, first off, I spend a lot of the time just hanging out with people and trying out stuff, and it's just me. A lot of people like Andy, have a dedicated camera guy and they're able to kind of do it together. But in this case, it's just me and lugging a big camera around, and all I had was this SM58. I did film some stuff, but it didn't sound very good. It's kind of hard to make things sound good on the NAMM floor. Plus, it's just so bright there. It's just so bright. And it's hard with it that bright. But, so I'll give you a quick lowdown of a few of the things that I saw and a few of the things I liked. I obviously didn't see everything because I'm not Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum, who I believe did see everything and filmed everything because he is a pro, far more pro than me. So first, let's start with the guitars. We'll start with FSC guitars out of New York, Brooklyn, New York. If you have an extraordinarily expensive vintage guitar and you need some work done on it, you bring it to FSC. What he does with the ones that are like, wow, because you can try 2 59 Strats, 3, 4, back to back to back to back. And one of them will be like, oh my gosh, this is a hugely religious experience. What he does with those like, those ones, he takes a caliper to it and measures every single part of it. And he also 3D images it. And then he takes what he essentially got from that and then builds another just exact copy of that one. So I sat down with a 59 Strat, but it wasn't. It's a new one. And it's just fantastic. All of his guitars are just fantastic. He's got a pedal coming out soon, like a preamp pedal, and he and I are talking about getting that preamp pedal here, as well as maybe a guitar to try out and film and show you guys, because it's a cool company, cool builds. I'm into it. As long as we're on kind of that side of things, this is weird. I've never tried an Xotic guitar before. I've had their pedals and stuff like that, but I've just never tried one of their guitars. And to no shock, they're amazing. I was absolutely stunned by them. Just I kind of went down the road, just like the Strats, the Tellys, and whew, they're all great. They all look cool. They all have really cool finishes. Met the master builder, nice guy. I was into it. So late to the party, extremely late to the party on that, but I'm here now. Xotic guitars. Whoa, Another one that I am a big fan of, and I usually try. Ooh, just dropped something. That I try most years because they're almost always at the Greer booth is B.A. Ferguson guitars. He makes a guitar called a Flyweight that he and Nick designed together. Designed to be kind of entry level into the boutique guitar builds. About I think they are about $1,300, something like that. 1,200, 13, somewhere around there. Really nice guitars. Always really thoughtful with his pickup choices. They look cool. They weigh very little, and they're just all around solid guitars, solid builds. He does a great job. And then lastly, Baranik guitars. Baranik. I had never seen these guitars before. They showed up at the Chase Bliss booth, as well as being in the boutique guitar showcase, as well as, I believe, at the Benson booth. These are some of the coolest looking guitars that I have seen in a long time. Like, they are just wild. They're retro, cool. Man, they just look rad. They also play rad. They are really fun guitars to play. The headstocks are a little bit different than I'm used to seeing, which makes them also incredibly unique. I thought they were very unique, very cool guitars. I was a big fan. So Baranik guitars. Next, I made my way to Pro Audio, and I checked out RetroSpec Audio. They make a tube DI box, and they also make a compressor, a tube compressor, a Class A tube compressor called the Squeeze Box. And this is a studio quality studio compressor. Studio quality studio compressor. Whatever. It's a studio compressor. But it's in stomp box form because it is designed for line level inputs. And I plugged a guitar into it, and I blew my mind. I had these headphones on when these poor guys are watching me as I'm trying this out. And I'm just like, I'm giggling as I'm trying this thing out because it sounded so good. It was just like, holy crap. Super into it. RetroSpec Audio. Check them out. Okay, on to the stomp boxes because I spent some time there. We'll start with the Alexander Super Ball. Started as a experimental delay engine, turned into a lot of other stuff, just kind of took on a mind of its own. My friend Gil described it as a Therme on steroids. I think that's pretty appropriate. I believe this is going to be released in early February. So keep an eye out for this. Next, we have the Royal Velvet from Greer Amps. It's a Class A British drive-in pre. Similar technology to the Soma 63, so it has a little transformer in there and everything, but voiced like a British-style preamp. For a quick reference, here is me playing the Royal Velvet. Here is Dweezil Zappa playing the Soma 63. Checked out the Jam Pedals Delay Llama. It is an analog delay that is controlled digitally. It has presets. It has all kinds of other really cool modulation effects added to it. It is, first off, it's Jam Pedals. They know analog sounds. So it sounds incredible. These added features to it, it's unstoppable. It's a game over.
How long have you been making pedals for?
About 20 years, I think. Professionally, 5, but...
Okay. And have you always had a beard?
No. I've had a beard since I left the UK, British Army.
Okay. Now, I have a theory.
Yeah.
Do you feel that your pedals were better or worse because of the beard?
Definitely better. I mean,
there it is.
Thing, isn't it? Strength comes from the beard.
It's biblical. I hadn't even thought of that. But yes, it is. I think we're proving it to be true. Beards make better pedals.
Therpy was displaying 3 pedals at NAMM this year. The one that I really took to a lot was the Field Marshal. It's like a Big Cheese Plus. They actually worked with, I can't think of his name right now. It sounds unreal. And I can't wait to get one.
Well, it's a little known fact, but I am actually a time-traveling Viking Time Lord from yesteryear who invented effects pedals before anybody else back then, and I brought them into the future, into the present day, to spread the joy of analog tone with the masses.
That's pretty much what I thought it was. So yeah, it's pretty evident.
Self-explanatory.
I also stopped by and talked to Mikey Demas, who is working with Therpy to do Redbeard effects. And he had the Honey Badger, which is an octave fuzz. It sounds incredible. And I made Mikey play guitar for me without having to pay a cover charge. Gamechanger had the light pedal. It's just a reverb pedal. It's an optical spring reverb. I don't know how it works. I have no clue. It sounds amazing, though. I'm super into it. They also had this, I think I'm allowed to talk to it. I think I can talk about this. They had a Bigsby pedal. So it's kind of like a whammy pedal, but it's with a Bigsby arm and it has the tension of a Bigsby. And it tracks a little better than the whammy, I think. It feels like you're pressing on a Bigsby just with your foot. And so it's very natural. It's very cool. It fights with you a little bit. I don't know when we're going to see that one, but man, when we do, it's going to be awesome. Death by Audio also had a reverb pedal called Rooms. And like, just like, this thing sounded so good. Sounded so cool. It's very much a Death by Audio reverb pedal. It's how you would want Death by Audio to make a reverb pedal. It's very deep. It's a very deep pedal. There's lots of layers to it, lots of moving parts. But it's super deep. There's a bit crusher in there. There's all kinds of stuff you can make. Big, crazy, cool, reverberated sounds, and I loved it. Stopped by and talked to my friend Zach over at Birmingham Sounds, and he has a fuzz pedal that was in pretty early prototype stage. But even at that, I thought it just sounded phenomenal. It was a phenomenal sounding fuzz pedal. I don't have any pictures of it because it was just a blank box. But I'm really looking forward to it. Keep an eye on Zach. He's doing good stuff. Birmingham Sounds. And, Keeley had the Echoes. I don't even know. If they wanted to make it easy, they would have told me how it sounds. But great sounding pedal. I only got to spend a few minutes with it. I really enjoyed it. What else? Oh, Chase Bliss had a few pedals. One that they did with Benson and one that they did with Maris. And they're great. Just great. I just loved them. And that's pretty much it for NAMM. For me, for NAMM. Yeah, there's so much. There is just so much. 4 days is not even enough to cover all of it. I just got off the plane. These are the first things that came to my mind. I just wanted to lay something down real quick. Just so much stuff. And 4 days is not even enough to see hardly any of it. And but yeah, that was my weekend at NAMM. I'm gonna leave you with a little bit of an interview that I had with Andy Pitcher from Red Panda.
This is Andy with the Red Panda. Andy, how many years have you done NAMM?
5 years, but I've done 8 shows if we include the summer ones.
Wow, it's amazing. What's your least favorite thing about doing this?
About doing NAMM or this interview?